What's up, guys? Ice Toad here. So, I've been making some progress with my summon/corpse explosion necromancer. But I gotta say, dog, it's been fun as fuck. Really, the summons are doing much better than I anticipated. Because I know I've bitched about this in a previous video, about how the skeletons just suck. Little did I know, they scale quite well in Nightmare, and apparently Hell mode. But I'm not in Hell mode yet, it's just what some of you dogs made mention of in the comments below. So he's level 54. Shitty gear still. I really wouldn't mind getting me little paws on an arm of King Leoric. Hodo would be nice. I decided to give him my SOJ that my assassin uses, and Chaco as well, that he'll be able to use once he hits the proper level. Of course, I found this early on in Nightmare Act 2. I was very pleased with that. Shitty belt, ring, boots, still wearing stealth armor. Hell yeah, style points for that. Crappy amulet, crappy shield. That's where I'm at, man. So yeah, but the shared stash just makes things really convenient. You know, when you're done with your character, just put the gear you want to use on your other character in the shared stash. It's easy as that. You know, it's not like the old days where you had to, oh shit, I should wear these. Where you had to toss it on the ground and hope for the best. But let me show you what this guy's been up to. So here's what I've been doing. I enter the waypoint. Unfortunately, my mercenary and golem can get a kill in. Let me show you the mercenary's gear is horrible. I need to find a better insight base. I have been using insight on him, primarily for convenience purposes. It's just nice getting the mana replenished quickly, rather than just chugging a bunch of pots, because corpse explosion can be rather mana intensive. But here we go. So now with SOJ, let's see what my max skeletons are. 11 skeletons max right now. To my understanding, mages aren't really worth it. Maybe if you have a ton of points into your summons, like a ton of skill gear and all that, it might be worth the mages, primarily due to the fact that some of them are cold mages, so they're going to help slow enemies. And of course, you don't want to have much cold damage on your mercenary, or any cold damage for that matter, if you can help it. Maybe a vamp gaze would still be acceptable. I love that helm on a mercenary, but you want very little cold damage because you don't want them to shatter corpses, obviously, because your merc is doing the most damage here in general. That's how it should be, because of course your skeleton damage is kind of shitty. Cumulatively, it's okay, but you can't control them when you don't have Enigma, is the problem. You can't telestomp enemies, so pre-Enigma, you have to really make sure your mercenary is doing decent damage. And I haven't done a great job of that, because I'm still using a plain polearm insight on my mercenary. Let me show you his gear. But as you can see here, I mean, it's been a good time, man, and it's nice. I like the variety in this build, because your hombres can make it kind of relaxed. You can sit back, chill, and kill shit. And if you want it to be a little bit more fast-paced, just make sure you're really keeping up on casting amp damage, decrepify, and corpse explosion. You want to primarily be casting amp damage, and of course, that helps boost your CE damage as well. Decrepify is something you use to be more safe, to slow enemies and on bosses in particular. So let me show you some of the World Stone Keep with this guy. So here's my mercenary's gear. Look at that. Junk. And I do have a Tal mask. I found 2 of them in total so far on D2R. So I have a Tal mask that he can wear once he hits the adequate level, which I think is 66, something like that. Poorly rolled insight, only rolled a 13 meditation. I decided to settle with it. Of course, you can Hell Rune, Town Portal Scroll in the cube and remove all the runes in the sockets, and they'll poof. You can't have them back. It just takes them all away. It deletes them. Then you have your free socketable again. So I could re-roll it, but I don't. Not with something like this. It's just a standard poleaxe. But to my surprise, These skeletons have been surviving very well. And again, my level, I'm only 55, and this is Act 5 Nightmare. And I don't think I've seen one of them die in the last couple games now that I've leveled them up a bit. Only myself. Yeah, only my Necromancer gets murdered. Fuck. So this is going to be a pain in the ass. I might have to reset. I'm going to reset. I'm going to come back. I'm going to make a new game. So I just popped on a little bit more lightning resist. I had a ring. So now it's actually in the positives. It's 2%, so it's very poor. I don't think I rescued Anya yet in normal or nightmare, so I need to do that. You can fall into the habit of not really prioritizing your Necromancer's survivability, because really, I've been doing quite well. Only died a few times with this guy, to my surprise, because your horde of skeletons just really take in a lot of damage, and they really help mitigate that. But of course, when you run down into areas like this, where you have these wraiths that can one-shot you, it can become a problem. Now, Decrepify is helpful on these guys. I cast some Decrepify on them. But I'm going to make my way down to Bell. I don't think I'm going to kill him for quest, because to my understanding in LOD Classic or D2R, then all the join games that you see will be hell. And I don't really want that just yet, seeing how I still need Iswal. I wouldn't mind maybe doing some Nightmare Bell runs. Still need Anya. So just for convenience purposes, I'm probably going to avoid killing Val, or attempting to anyway, which I don't think it'd be much of a problem. Really, you Decrepify him and your Clay Golem hits him, and he's very slow. And if he summons his duplicate, you can just go to town and come back down, and the duplicate will be gone. So, yeah, let me show you the skills real quick. So, I have maxed out Skeleton Mastery. This might be maxed out, I'm not sure. I don't know if I have beer in it or not. And then I was starting to put some into Corpse Explosion. I put 1 point into some of these curses. I probably should have one in Life Tap as well. And then if I go that far, I should probably put one into Low Resist, just to help be a good party member in some situations. So, yeah, that's a skill. But I'm going to get down to Val, and I'll show you how well this guy can handle his minions. So this has been great, and I'm really looking forward to some pit runs with this guy. Especially, like, I kind of like chill gameplay in Diablo 2, and the benefit is, they don't have a lot of HP in the pit. So you can kind of make pre-meta characters, and in some circumstances they can do it quite efficiently, compared to endgame content. So in this case, even though my summons will probably do shitty damage, it might be adequate against Act 1 Hell enemies, to where I could watch videos on YouTube on my second screen and just chill. Just run around with my summons, and they might actually get some kills in. And of course I'll be casting Corpse Explosion when I need to. But just some, a little bit more AFK gameplay, and it kind of sounds appealing. But of course there are other times when, you want to be more fast-paced. And like I said, this guy, it does offer that to some extent, but more so when you get Enigma. It is kind of an active playstyle. You have to, keep the curses up and keep an eye out for corpses and pop shit when you should, and don't pop everything when there's not enemies around it. But as you progress, it's nice because your Corpse Explosion radius just keeps increasing the more skill points that are in it, or the more plus skill gear you have. So really looking forward to broadening that radius. That'll be absolute toad. But I'm going to make my way to Bal. So here I is in the throne. Sometimes I'll make my way around the corner here, and just because there can be kind of a high density of enemies at times in these little areas. And of course they're a good monster level, so you get your skellies up in there, you get a couple kills, and you start popping shit. This one isn't very dense at all. Maybe it's more so in Hell. But yeah, you can kind of work around that. There's some Decrepify. Now, the interesting thing about the Necromancer in D2R is that many would argue that this is the build or character that can do all the content. Now, granted, it's not as fast as some who prioritize and say doing Ubers or doing Chaos runs or doing Diablo clone even. I think this build can do Diablo clone if you build it up properly. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any idea. Shit. These burning souls can be difficult if you have like 2% lightning res. But that's the interesting thing, is how, like, I think at this point, you know, as much as I like the assassin, if the ladder resets like tomorrow, you know, I think I'd make a summon Necro, because this has been a good time. And like I said, it's not nearly as fast. You know, you're not going to be doing Mephisto runs with this guy. I mean, you can, especially once you get Enigma, you can, but it's just not optimal. Yeah, as mentioned, the thing is, you can do Uber Tristram. There's just something appealing about that when you're working on a character. Just knowing that someday this guy can kill the Ubers, you know, if I wanted to, without even respecting in some circumstances. I know you just want a bunch of revives, so maybe even 1 point in a revive would be sufficient. I think it would. If you still have your skeleton army and your golem, your mercenary, and life tap, and just revive a bunch of Erders in the River of Flame, I believe, is where you can find them. Because they do crushing blow. So you telestomp, and you probably need Enigma. You need to telestomp. It might not be essential, but it's very helpful. I'm sure there has been occasions where, you know, they do the Ubers without Enigma. You can have a teleport device on Switch, like a teleport staff or something like that. Oh, hell yeah. I can start boosting a corpse explosion now. But I don't really know how that functions when it comes to switching off your gear after you have all your summons up already. Like, I think if with your summon gear on, if you can have, say, you just get the one skill you need to get an additional summon skeleton, I think if you switch off from that, that skeleton will just break. And you'll be back to, say, 11 skeletons compared to 12. So, you know, there might be some cons having a teleport device on Switch, or having like a teleport amulet to take the place of your plus skill amulet when needed. So there might be those problems that come with that. But yeah, there is something appealing, I think. The fact that this guy potentially can do all the content. And I really like that. And like I said, the variety. You can chill sometimes and go slower, just let your minions do a lot of the killing. And I like that. You know, you don't have to always prioritize just cursing every monster and popping every corpse, but you can if you want to be more efficient. Yeah, there goes the minion. So, as you can see, I mean, he did quite well. Maybe one summon died. But, you know, I have a long ways to go when it comes to getting this guy better gear, because, I mean, look at this. His gear sucks. Yeah, I got an SOJ, but that's it. And I'll pop on Shaco, that'll be nice, although his summoning skills will still be the same, but at least that'll help boost the corpse explosion. So yeah, a lot of progress to still be made, and I'll update you guys shortly. I'm going to see how well this guy can do the pit hell once I get there. I mean, shit, I guess I could. I guess I could try it. Maybe I'll kill Bell. Maybe I'll murder Bell for quest. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. So this is my first attempt at Bell. And now, okay, I got a bunch of skeletons over there. I might want to just... Look at that. Once the golem hits him... Ah, shit. There's like 5 skeletons over there. So I'm going to go to town, and this is one method of how you can control them, as annoying as it is. You can just go to town. Sometimes you want to cast your golem right on him. You want to get that golem hitting him very soon. Because the clay golem, look at that, slows enemies by 49% at his level 9. And then you just want to keep Decrepify up. I think Decrepify slows him by 50%, to my understanding. It doesn't increase the slow by level, it just doesn't increase the radius? Or is it, I think it's just the duration. So... yeah, many don't level this up anymore. They just, you know, have 1 point into it. And as long as you keep it up, You know, right now mine only lasts 7.6 seconds, which isn't bad. But once you get a ton of plus skill gear, you don't have to worry about that as much. Amp damage, on the other hand, is one that you might want to invest more points in, because amp damage, it has a bigger radius and a longer duration the more points you have into it, I believe. At the least, I know it has a wider radius, so that's a damn good time when you can like cast the whole screen amp damage in one click. Well, shit. Well, shit. That could have been two nice uniques, because I kind of want Razor's Edge for my Frenzy Guard. And of course, Viper Mage. Shit. That's fucking bullshit. You know, I probably should have put on some MF. Dumbass. Oh well. What's his MF at? What the fuck? Is Magic Fight not on here? Poison length reduction, cast rate. Are you kidding me? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Alright, well that's something maybe Blizzard can improve on. You know, put Magic Fight on here. What the fuck? It's like the one thing that we all pay attention to. You know, it's one of the few things that we all pay attention to. MF, how much MF? You know, MF is such a big fucking thing in Diablo 2. I don't pay much attention to it. Because as many of you know who watch my videos, I don't really make just your optimal MF running characters. You know, I make other shit. But shit, are you fucking kidding me? Even with someone who doesn't give much of a fuck about MF, you can't even have it on the advanced stats screen? Because in PD2 it's there, the modded version of Diablo 2. God damn! Is it fucking true they're not going to be able to make a PD2 Resurrected because, what's it called? Vicarious Visions decided to, or Acti Blizzard, VV, they decided to not let modders, you know, fuck around with this? Holy shit. Well, whatever. Way to end a video on a positive note, but that's fucking bullshit. Alright, I'm gonna go to the pits now. Well, actually, I'm gonna go take a break, trying to get a few more sets in. Trying to work my get off my fat ass. Work out a little bit. So yeah, if you guys will like the video, hit the thumbs up button. Become a patron if you want. I have received a few new patrons lately. It's been an absolute toad, so thank you guys for your support. That's 5 for 5. Became a patron recently. Logan, Vincent, Valdemar, Deke, Tuna Jelly upped his. Shabanati came on in. John Peterson been commenting a lot. This Joker. I mean, you guys, and I have some long-time supporters. Ben Adam C, Barry, Baza, Xavier, Joseph Y, Ultron, Conway, Sam, JN. You know, you guys have been around a long fucking time, so appreciate it. And more of you guys as well. This list, you know, I'm going to be showing off this list a little bit more. Just thanking you guys. So thank you for your support, and may your finances be blessed, and may you have many wives. And if you want to support the Ice Boy, click the links in the description below. Peace be with you.